Hi there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Joe MyR and this is Heavy Academia, a space for discussions about heavy metal, punk rock, hardcore, and heavy music in general. And I'd like to welcome you all by sharing a quick snapshot of one of my favorite stories in the history of heavy music. Rob Halford's return to Judas Priest in 2003. Not only is Judas Priest one of my all-time favorite bands, but in many ways, the story of Judas Priest is the story of modern heavy metal. And the singer's departure from the band in 1992 came as a huge shock to the world. And meanwhile, Judas Priest went on to recruit a new vocalist, Tim Ripper Owens, in 1996, while Rob Halford would work on several of his own projects, including the short-lived Fight, and a Trent Reznor-produced industrial metal project called 2, before releasing a pair of solo albums. The sudden Judas Priest reunion in 2003 seemed to convince some fans that the band had reunited for the money, with rumors spreading that Priest lured Halford back by offering him 50% of all revenue. However, the band members denied that it was about the money, with guitarist Glenn Tipton saying that, "I'm sure a lot of people are thinking that, but we wouldn't do it for that reason. We're back out there now because we've got a genuine love for heavy metal and Judas Priest's music. We love to perform, we're having a great time, and we've got more energy and enthusiasm than we've ever had." And according to Halford himself, the singer had been overcome with nostalgia and started missing his former bandmates. And then one day, in the early 2000s, he sat down at a cafe in San Diego and wrote a heartfelt letter to the band, which helped patch up some old wounds and quickly led to him rejoining. According to the metal god himself, "I poured my heart and soul into this letter. I found out later that it was all part of the journey back. Because the guys all read the letter, and they said, let's do it." Now, things wouldn't end quite as happily as all that, with Tim Ripper Owens of course being fired from the band to make way for Halford's return. And tensions within Judas Priest remained, especially with guitarist KK Downing, who not only said in 2003 that Rob Halford is lucky we gave him another chance, but he would himself quit the band in 2011, going on to start his own project, KK's Priest. But still, I love this story, not only because it's, well, pretty damn cheerful to think that something as simple as a heartfelt letter brought one of heavy metal's all-time great lineups back to the world for new generations to experience, but also because it highlights the importance of historical evidence. It would have been easy for everyone to just accept the rumor that Halford rejoined the band for the money, but by looking into what the band members themselves had to say, we get a much different picture. Now, who knows which side of the story is more accurate? What matters most is that there is value in seeing multiple sides to any story, and that to get a fuller picture, we need to dive into the evidence. I also think that history can help us better understand bands and their musical directions. But to be honest, I just love making these videos, even if research can be a long and at times frustrating process.
How can he not know?
With that said, I do try to be as consistent as possible, but sometimes it can take me a while to upload new videos. This channel is 100% DIY. It's all me. No research and editing teams, no marketing expertise, and no generative AI. Just old school research and writing. So I might not be able to compete with the constant output of some of the AI generated videos out there, but I can give you an honest perspective full of human error. And what makes this channel most important to me is that you all partake in the discussions. The last thing that I want to do is sit here talking to you and acting like I've had the final say on any of these topics. And the stories of the bands and genres that I discuss wouldn't be complete without your input. So with that said, I do value your opinions and encourage you to tell us what you think. Just please be respectful. Also, I'm not trying to sell you anything, and I'm definitely not just trying to get the bag. So all I ask of you is your participation through comments, and just a quick like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date and be a part of this community. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video here on Heavy Academia.